Hey guys, how you doing? Specialist here, and today I've got a new little special thing. One-time thing really, unless I do other games. But for Assassin's Creed, I'm doing a review on the game. I'm going to tell you some pros I like about it, my rating for the game, cons, some things that I feel like didn't hurt the game and didn't really help it. Same things, but I am going to go out, and this is some gameplay of Assassin's Creed 3, which I'm going to talk about, the multiplayer, some, not a whole lot. But let's get off with the pros, and the first one would be the story mode, and there are tons and tons of gameplay for this game. You can go on and on for this game. I mean, I haven't really played it a whole lot. The campaign took me about 5 hours, 6 hours. I didn't really count, didn't take much account for it, but the gameplay, the story mode is very, very good. I was really into the story mode. It was a very interesting story mode for me. There were some times pacing, but I'll talk about it later, but the story mode is very interesting. I really liked it. I liked Connor a lot for an assassin. He's just a freaking badass. But I love the story mode, and the gameplay for the extra stuff that I had played, I really liked. It didn't it's not something you have to do, but I would do it if you get the game and you really enjoy the actual campaign, because extra gameplay in it really helps you. And if you enjoyed the campaign, I would do the extra stuff, and it was just a really, really good campaign, or story mode, or whatever. And then let's go on to the weapons and clothing. The weapons in this game, I mean, they're not a whole lot different from the other one, but I really like that bow and arrow. I don't know, I just liked it better than the crossbow. It seemed, just the animation and all that just seemed kind of more badass. And then the guns were really good. And then it has the little, I forgot what it's called, they throw it and it kind of like pulls them. And then it pulls them down to the ground and you stab them, and then you can hang them with it too. I can't remember what it's called, but that was one of my favorite things for weapons that they added. I love the tomahawk. The tomahawk just looks, again, badass. I just love the way it looks, and it freaking was awesome to use. And swords were awesome like always. I more used the tomahawk more than anything. I didn't actually use the hidden blade that much. I usually use the tomahawk. It's really good. It's really powerful too. And the clothing you can buy, they didn't have a ton of clothing, but I'll get that later. But the ones you could buy, they were freaking awesome. I love the way it looks. They got one black and red that looked freaking awesome. And they've got just all of them. They all have a unique look that just makes it its own, and it just looks really, really good. When I first saw that you could buy different clothing, I thought I was just going to change, like, the clothing into actual random person on the street, not to change the color of the assassin's clothing, which that was my own ignorance for not thinking that, since the other games it just changed the clothing of the assassin, color of the clothing, so whatever. Next thing would be multiplayer. I skipped one. Oh well, I'll go with the multiplayer. The multiplayer, I haven't played a ton of it, but what I have played, I have actually enjoyed this more than the other ones. I don't know what about it, but this one is just really, really interesting. I like it. I enjoyed it a lot. I still haven't really learned how to stun somebody. I'm used to B being that, and I haven't really figured it out yet. I'm gonna figure out the next time I play, but it's very good, as you can see from here, that it's very fast-paced. You're in this game type, I think it's wanted without that little thingy on the bottom to tell you where they are, which I've never played before. But it was very interesting. It was fast-paced, and it was just really fun. Next thing, the graphics. They did a ton of work. I know they worked on this game for 3 years, but the graphics in this game were freaking amazing. There are issues in it at times, and again, I'm going to talk about that later. But the graphics were just clean-cut, nice, and some of the motions and the stuff they have just are freaking awesome. And the whole, I'll put this in here, the atmosphere and the maps are just all put together very well. It looks great, and when you're in Boston and stuff, I just love how they're like cats and pigs and stuff running around. There are people actually doing work that actually changes. If they actually made it so where their people actually started building buildings, that would be awesome, but I don't think it does that. But they do work that I thought was really cool. The feeling of everything was just beautiful. The graphics were gorgeous. And I love the forest part where you can go in the forest and hunt things. It's just, I love everything about the graphics and animations except for a few things. The animations were good too. Now, there's one thing in the middle of all this that you could go either way. It's harder to fight in this game, which is good because it makes the game harder and actually kind of competitive, because in the other games you could counter very usually, except for the Revelations was kind of difficult. But this one is much harder to fight. You actually have to know what you're doing to do it. But then it can gotta get tedious and annoying after a while, but that's just if you just run around fighting everybody you see. But oh, it's a good fighting system. I like it. It's pretty much the same. They changed a little bit, tweaked it, but it's really good. Otherwise, it's nice that they kind of made it more difficult. But now getting into the cons, I think I have like half the video left. I'm not sure, but the end of the game. I'm not gonna do any spoilers or anything, but the end of the game ended really fast. That is something I've seen from people. I don't think it's a terrible ending. I mean, I kind of saw it coming. I don't mind what happened that much. But it did happen very fast, which I think they could have kind of brought it out a little more. And I think what happened, they should have gave you more of a decision on. But nonetheless, it wasn't a horrible, terrible, terrific ending like Mass Effect, or not really Mass Effect, but something that would destroy the game. Mass Effect, I don't think the ending destroyed the game, but it didn't really help it at all. It kind of made it a little worse, but I still enjoyed that game a whole lot. But this one definitely didn't destroy the whole game atmosphere. I think it kind of led into the next Assassin's Creed, but yeah, they ended it too fast. Next one is, this isn't really big or anything, but it's just something kind of annoyed me, because when you're walking through there, in the other ones you could like rebuild, like buy buildings and put it there and have the bank and all that. You could rebuild buildings and all this stuff, and they have places to buy stuff. That was great because everywhere you frickin' went, you could buy something. You could go to the bank, get money out of it, and I thought that was awesome. This one, they made it really hard to buy stuff, because in like Boston, I think there might be like one place where you can buy something, and you can like go to some trader on a little cart. Well, oh yeah, carts were really cool too. We're moving around and all that, but yeah, carts you could trade for like consumables like arrows and stuff, which is nice. But I want to buy the clothing and stuff, but it took me forever to find anywhere in either New York or Boston in the game. So I really think they should have made it so you could buy stuff a lot easier like they did in the other games, which it didn't destroy the game, but it takes me a while to find a place to buy stuff. It kind of wastes some time. But next is there are some glitches in the graphics with things hands going through stuff, clothing kind of going through stuff, and some glitches in fighting sometimes. It did destroy the game, but I would have liked it if there was a little less of it, because there were times you kind of walk through things. Kind of took away from the mood at times, but it wasn't horrible. I still loved the mood and everything, but at times it kind of got a little annoying. But otherwise, it was a great game a great thing either way what they did with it. But I think going for 3 years, you could have taken away some of that. Maybe they will make a patch where they fix some of it, but that wasn't that big, but still a little annoying at times. Not great, but and something that's not big at all. Most of these things aren't that big, but random pacing issues. It kind of went from fast, then slowed down for a long time, then started up really fast again. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's something I noticed. It was a little annoying. Like I said, with the other things, a little annoying. All of them, nothing huge that would destroy a game, but if they fixed it or made it a little better, it would make this game a lot more enjoyable. And that is usually probably about it. If I had to give this game a rating, I would give it a 9.4 out of 10. It's a freaking amazing game. There's a few things they could have done better to make this a 10. If they fix the pacing issues and the glitches, I would give this probably a 10. Or not a 10, like a 9.8. Because the ending kind of took some points off of it, and finding places to buy. I mean, the finding places to buy didn't take away a ton of it, but the multiplayer really helped us a lot. I would say it helped it a lot. Otherwise, I'd probably get it like a 9.1 or something. But multiplayer is really good. I enjoy it so far. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my review. I'm going to make a parody of how to make a good YouTube video. Sometime I'm gonna have to do some work on it. But this is my first like top 3 gameplay I had, so I just wanted to post it. But I'll post that sometime, a parody thing. I hope it's funny. I'll try to make it funny, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. And look at me. Look at me. I think this is me. Yeah, it was me. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And thank you for watching. And hope you go out and buy the game. And peace.